Alright, welcome to episode 9 of my Element Fission playthrough. I am starting to feel the pain of resource management. In today's episode, we're going to look at my heavy metal team, try and get through some of the lost tunnel that I've been stuck on, give a quick count update, and look at building a Death Lab team. But before all that, I think there's a promo code that I've seen on Discord, so I am going to put that in and see what it does. So I think we go to supply, miscellaneous and coupon, and the code is EF2026 for July, and that gives us something in the inbox. We've got 3 Elerium and 3 batteries. Claim them later. Right, so the first thing I wanted to talk about is resources. I know these games give a lot of resources out at the start early on, new players to help progress through quicker. But up until now, I wasn't really feeling it being an issue. But I think it's starting to dry up now, especially gold. I mentioned in some earlier episodes that gold didn't seem to be a problem. I always had a lot of gold. Leveling up gear wasn't really that much of an issue. It seemed quite cheap, and it does still seem quite cheap. But for some reason, gold is running out quickly now. I'm not entirely sure where it's going. It could be that I'm doing a lot of evolving, and we'll do a lot of these. It's only 500 gold there for them. It's not a lot, but I am doing a lot more than what I was. And you can see that's 3,000 there. I can do some of these at 15,000 there. And I think I'm losing a lot of gold by making these cassettes and maybe making a lot more units into 5 and 6 stars and then gearing them up. So even though the gear doesn't seem to take too much, so if I reinforce this one up to 15, I've still got plenty of gold up there, but I think because I'm doing so much of them, I think it's just getting eaten up very quickly. And from what I've seen, there doesn't seem to be any particular way to farm gold. So in some games they do have like gold dungeons, or in games like Raid Shadow Legends you can run the spider dungeon, and the gear you get from there sells for quite a lot of silver in that game. There doesn't seem to be anything in this game where I can just specifically go out and farm something for gold. So I've been doing a lot of campaign and story farming and selling off the gear that drops from there, as well as getting lots of wisps and XP capsules. And I think that seems to be, at the moment for me, the best way I can get gold, because I'm also getting the XP and wisps that I need to level up different elements. And I've started selling more and more gear that I have been dropping. So I'm selling a lot of 4-star gear now, just because I need the gold. So I'm not too sure whether there is somewhere I need to farm specifically for gold or not. But yeah, that's a bit of a pain point at the moment. The other resource I'm finding quite hard is energy. So I've got 370 energy there. I've just logged in for the day. That will go down quick, especially when I'm XP farming. So I'm doing a lot of farming for XP in story mode and getting gold, but my 15-second runs are depleting all my energy. And I have noticed there's a mission coming up here, not for a while, so it's not going to hit me just yet, but there is one, 219, use 30 batteries. Now, if I look at my inventory, I've got 14 batteries. I did have hundreds of these, but I'm going through them that quick. I got down to 2 before I realised that mission was there. So what I'm doing now is I'm trying to save these best I can to get to 30, and then trying to keep 30 for that mission. So I've been dipping into my gems for energy. I've got plenty of gems at the moment. It's not really an issue because I can keep using those gems, but it's going down so quick. I'm not sure how sustainable it's going to be to keep farming as often as I am farming, and have the energy to do so. So resource management is something I need to start looking into. I might have to farm less in between episodes than I am doing now, but at the same time I'm getting quite addicted to the game. I don't really want to not play. So yeah, it's a bit of a pain. It'll get there though. I think it might balance out. It could just be that because I'm leveling up so much and just focusing on so much different stuff that it's just a case of I'm using more than what I need to be using, especially like late game I might not use as much. So yeah, that's the resource management pain I have at the moment. So since the last episode, I've looked at a couple of missions. I've claimed this sharpshooter now. I think there's 180 for that, and I left it. Last episode I had these 30 arenas to do, which I have done now. Play Boxing Club 10, done that. Civic Ooze, Seaweed, and already done that. Level up Element 50 times, I've done that. So my next focus was here, Heavy Metal. So what I've done was I built a Heavy Metal team, and I'll go and have a look at that now, because I wasn't sure whether to use the Heavy Metal or look at Anonymous, but because the mission directed me to Heavy Metal, I figured, well, I may as well do that. I was stuck on stage 8 with the previous team I was doing. So what I've done was I'd look at the strategy that other teams were doing, look at the different teams there, looking at what was happening within the battle itself. And my focus at the time previously was on the boss was getting immunity, and the boss was getting shield, and the boss was doing dots. So my focus was, right, we need to strip that shield, we need to strip the immunity, and we need to cleanse the dots. So I was using a team that countered what the boss was doing, and it was working up until this stage 8, and we just got stuck. So I kind of changed my strategy a little bit on it, and rather than trying to worry about like stripping the boss of the buffs and cleansing the dots, I changed it to let's not let the boss get a turn. If he couldn't get a turn, he can't put dots on us, and it can't, like the minions can't take a turn, they can't put the immunity on there, he can't get the shield on. This is the team I've got now. So I did have the water joker in there, so the water joker was in there for this passive to remove a buff. I also had in there the fire fairy, because they transferred all the debuffs from allies to the target enemy, so it was taking all the dots off my team, putting the dots on the boss, and it did work for a little bit. But the problem was, once you got that immunity on, she was stripping us of the debuffs, but she wasn't putting them on the boss, so it didn't really work how I was hoping it was going to work. So I brought in the Dark Giant, because this skill here attacks all enemies, triggers the action bar by 50%. The stun as well is okay for the waves, but for the boss it's just that 50% action bar. I then brought in this water puppet artist because I was overlooking something. I knew the passive was putting defense down on, and the skill 2 here was putting a freeze on and a sleep on, along with that defense down, so it was good for the waves. But what I hadn't realised was, if the target is suffering any debuff, decreases the action bar by 15% additionally. So because the boss generally has a debuff on there, you know, every time it's hitting, decreasing the action bar. So I brought them 2 in. I already had the sharpshooter in there as damage. This one here also does attack bar reduction, and then I had the Purple Rider here as well, again attack bar reduction. And then in the lead, I think at the time I just used this gunslinger here. That got me through stage 8. After stage 8 there was a training mission to do, or training level to do, which got me the fire gunslinger, and now this one came in for stage 9 and stage 10. 25 speed during dungeon battle. Increase the action bar of all allies by 15% each time your attack lands executed. That's a passive, so that does 2 attacks. This one here puts a mark on 1 attack as well, which helps us do more damage to the boss. But basically I just want 100% crit rate on here, as fast as I could get it. Not very fast, could do being faster, but yeah, fast as I could get it, as many hits as you can do, because this passive is going to allow all my team to do more hits. So this team here now has the Dark Giant, the Fire Purple Rider, the Sharpshooter, and the Puppet Artist, all manipulating action bar of the boss and the minions, pushing them back. So hopefully the idea is it doesn't get a turn. The Fire Gunslinger is every time it crits, which is on every hit, it's increasing the action bar of my team. So we've got a speed lead and action bar boost, and then all 4 of them units are doing action bar reduction. So it's basically should be stopping the boss from even taking a turn. So I don't need to worry about the immunity if the minion doesn't get a turn. I don't have to worry about the boss putting dots on or the shield on because it shouldn't be getting a turn. Now this team worked fine for stage 9, but once I got to stage 10 I did have to 6-star my sharpshooter because she did occasionally die. I had to 6-star my giant. Once you get to 6-star, it adds speed up to the skill, which helps obviously my team go faster, but also this heal recovers based on max hit points. So I thought, well, if 6-star it's going to do more healing as well, so that helped. So between them two, 6-star, I did get B10 down, no problem. However, it wasn't 100% consistent, so I did then go and 6-star the Purple Rider just to make sure she stayed alive a little bit more, but also I had to make sure she was fully skilled up because I only had 4 out of 5 on this one, and you needed the 5th skill to have the 100% chance to decrease the action bar. At 90%, occasionally it didn't decrease it, and if I'm not decreasing everybody, especially the minion that does the immunity, if I wasn't decreasing that, it got a turn and it could occasionally lose the run based on RNG. I've also built her with more crit damage, so I put crit damage on here, attack and accuracy. So she's got high accuracy for that pushback, but I want this one here. This has got attack based on target's max hit points. So it's doing 230% of my attack plus the target's hit point times 14%. So I have done her stats so she's a bit more attack oriented as well, so it helps to speed the runs up because she's doing more damage. So I'll do a quick battle now and you'll see it in action. It's not the fastest team, I could do it being faster, but yeah, the water puppet artist coming in, it's doing this big control, it's got the freeze on, it's doing the defense down as well, which speeds it up. She can also sleep units as well, it just helps control them a bit more. Obviously we've got that decreased action bar as well. So we're going into the middle boss, not getting a turn. That purple rider's doing quite a lot of damage. The sharpshooter there comes in, that second skill brings in other units as well, so we're getting through that fairly quickly. This wave here, it shouldn't be an issue. Can sometimes take time to get through them, but it's not the slowest run, not the quickest run. It's not a bad run. I've managed to get the open up to 10 runs from it, so it's fast enough to complete the challenge for I think average of 200 seconds or something like that, whatever it was. So here we go, defense down, there's the action bar turned down, so you can see the minions aren't getting a turn, action bar's up now, it should come in again, there we go, got the defense down, action bar down again, more action bar down again. So you can see it's not, boss isn't even getting close to taking a turn, the minions are though, and that's the issue, the minions. So we've got a dot from that minion there. Volley comes in, decreases that action bar. It also decreased that right minion action bar, which is the one that does immunity. So that's good. Again, 50% come in, they've all gone down again, action bar. So the boss hasn't taken a turn yet. So far, the only one that's taken a turn is this left minion that put some dots on, which isn't enough to kill us or do any damage. Almost done. Maybe one more hit. Volley's come in. No, a couple more hits actually, but there we go. It's down. Didn't take a turn. We had one minion take a turn. The immunity minion didn't take a turn. And we've done that in 2:16. Our fastest time is 1:51. So you can see that this team is working really well. And you know, if you look at the team itself, we've got, this is a 3-star giant. It's dark. You get that for free. Sharpshooter, 3-star. Puppet artist, you do have to get lucky on the pull, which only 4-star. So eventually everybody's going to get this one. Purple Rider, again 3-star, and then the Gunslinger, 4-star. Everyone will eventually pull it, but you also get it for free once you've completed stage 8. You can do that training mission like I did. That's how I got this one. So it's a very accessible team. I do need to get this look up. I need to get the look up to 250% to open up heroic, and 200% to be able to stop getting blue gear to drop. But at the moment, the team's fine, it works fine, pretty much 100%. It's just a case now of getting better gear and better luck. Yeah, get better luck in the substats and better luck, you know, in the in that slot 1 as well, because they don't all have luck. Attack, speed, no speed, and so I don't need to be able to get more attack, and I think this one's speed as well. Yeah, I need to start getting luck in them, but they need better substats as well, so I think it's going to be harder to get the luck I need and the stats for like accuracy. You know, they've all got a lot of accuracy as well, so yeah, it's a bit tricky to gear up compared to boxing club, but I've now got this on farm, so it's nice to have another dungeon on farm. So that's heavy metal and boxing club, both on farm with relatively straightforward teams. So the next thing I wanted to have a look at in this episode is Lost Tunnel. Now I think I did try 59 in the last episode and I couldn't get through it, and I want to try and get through 59 now and get through 60. So we'll have a look at this team here. Let's see what we need to do. So I think these are a problem, and I think it's when it goes into this sphere stage here, it reflects the damage back, so I'm dying based on this. So what I'm going to try and do is I'm going to bring in Wisp Catcher and see if I can Oblivion those spheres and see if that will help get through it. I don't want an auto. Let's see, these are all stunned, so I'll just take them out without using my big damage ones. This wave never been a problem. This second wave here, it's those, that's the problem. So if I Oblivion them, can I then take them out before they turn into the second round? So there's that one down. Get this one down. Yeah, a lot easier. Yeah, so that Wisp Catcher I found very useful in these tunnels so far. The Oblivion puts out is really handy, and it does it on all the affinities. So if you attack one affinity, it debuffs onto all affinities. And I think that is the passive. Right, so let's see if we can get through this one. Yeah, I think the passive here, so when applying a debuff to enemy, all of the enemies of the same attribute, we see the same debuff. It also does a damage over turn on them as well. It's quite good. So when you do this passive, so if I do this on here, all of them should get the same dots, so you can see there they all got Oblivion, which is quite good. I don't know which is best to try and take out. Maybe this War Mother. Is it a War Mother? Something like that. Again, I mentioned before, I don't really know what a lot of these units are doing, which makes it harder to know which ones to focus on. You can control them, it doesn't really matter. There's that one down. A lot easier now. I managed to get that Oblivion out. There we go. 59 down. Let's see if we can do 60. Right, so what we got here. So maybe take them out with AoE. Yes, this stage 3. We'll try this same team. We've got damage and we've got a bit of control. We'll get that passive. Now it does have, obviously this team does have a Nat 5 in it, so it's not the most accessible team. And this Gyrolian, not everybody's going to get lucky to pull that early on. But yeah, I do like this Gyrolian. Got a nice passive. I'll show you the passive in a minute. There we go. Yeah, so when an attack lands a critical hit, there's a 70% chance to apply a stun. So, you know, I've built it with a lot of crit rate. And then, yeah, there's a good chance, you know, 70% is a high chance that that's done. It's also doing a defense down on this skill 2 as well. And the skill 1 does incurable. But it's there for the defense down's good. Yeah, that stun's really good. So I don't know if any of these have got any passives or anything. We'll try and take out this middle one. I know some of these sorcery things have caused me problems in the past. So she's come back alive. Got some kind of passive going off. That's dead. Maybe that's dead. Now this is the boss level, so a shield there. I don't know if these have got any passive. I don't think the bookworm's got a passive. The boss is probably immune to passives. Or immune to oblivion, sorry. That's not going to really help. Let's see if oblivion them. I don't know if they've got a passive or not. Let's see if I can stun one of these bookworms. I know they do a lot of damage. We'll strip the shield. What's got another shield? So must have a passive that's putting a shield on. Right. AoE. Let's see if I can take out this bookworm. Not quite. We're doing a lot of damage. We'll dot up the bookworms. We'll hit the boss twice. Oh, that's not good. That boss is a... Yeah, it's... Looks like she's putting... That's not doing this. A shield on every turn. Let's have a look what she does. Creates a 2-turn shield that amounts to a lot of her defense when the battle starts when you get attacked and counter-attacks if you get attacked with a shield. So I think, can we block that shield? I don't think she does a cleanse, does she? A provoke. And a stun. What do these do? Do they have a passive yet? Creates a 2-turn shield on all allies when the battle begins. And a shield on them for 1 turn. So, you can still control them. Bookworm didn't seem to do that much damage. Do I have somebody that can put a block on? Yeah, Gunslinger does a block. Something like Gunslinger in. The Oblivion doesn't seem to matter too much for this one. So what else can I bring in instead? Let me bring in the Pawpaw Rider. She'll push back and slow. Push back the turn, well, the action bar, and bring in a slow. That might help. Right, here we go. So I want to see if I can stun defense down. There's no point in stripping that at the moment. She's going to get another shield on. I can just see if I can take out one of these. Nope. I push back action bar. Right. Put a block on the boss. That didn't get it. Let's have a look. See if we can take out one of these. Nope. Can we stun you? Oh, it's got a taunt on. That's no good. A big hit on there. Maybe? Yes. See if we can take out one of these. Yeah. Right. The first one's got a strip. The second one might kill it. Oh, that's not too bad. Could do more damage. I thought that was going to be harder. Just needed a couple of big hits. Evolution cartridges, they're good. Right, let's see if we can push through a little bit further. See if we maybe get to 65. They're going to be the next kind of boss wave. So I'm going to bring in the bookworm again. Just the AoE might help get through some of these waves. Right, I think I'll just push through these and then I'll come back if I get to 65 and we'll do 65 together. Right then, we have got down to 65, so I haven't done this one yet. Let's have a look and see what we can do on this one. So, I'm hoping the first couple of stages are going to be relatively straightforward. When it comes to the boss, well, look, what does he do? Damage over turn on one enemy, based on speed as well, damage. Attacks enemy 3 times and does defense down. And then concentration stacks. Like keep attacking the same target, lose all stacks if target change. Increase your speed by 20 each time, stacks up to 5 times. That's quite a lot of speed. When attacking a focused target, it would judge attribute advantage. Right, and I can't oblivion that obviously. And they've all got faster, so let's have a look at what we've got here. Control, damage, that does more damage, more control, and then damage again. Yeah, we'll try this team. Generally the team I've been using for a lot of the stages. You can get a stun on them. Yeah, we'll take out one of them maybe, not quite. Should have hit one with our defense down really. I need to choose my targets better, I think. I don't think any of these can revive. I know that light sharpshooter can heal. See if I can get a stun. Yep. You take it out. Yep. We'll kill her. Can we get a stun on these? Yep. Take out one of these. We'll attack one of these. You take that one out, not only one hit. Take out now. Ooh, should have died. Now I do have a problem with these. I think these, yeah, they get like they can't die once you kill them. They're passive, means they get a like immunity buff or whatever that is, and they can't die with it on. So let's see if I can stun one of them. Yep. Oh, it's almost dead. Let's strip and kill. Didn't strip it. Not Javelin's not gonna survive, I don't think. I'm not gonna be able to kill them or strip them off. Oh, should have really reflected as well. I maybe should have tried to stun them. Oh, they hit hard. Kill you and you. Have that. I haven't got the strip. Oh, it survived, right. So I've lost my stun champion on this one. Let's see if we can just take out this boss like the last one. Nearly. Defense down. Nope, missed it. Push back the action bar. Ignore defense. Oh, I need this. So I need my sharpshooter to survive, I think. Can you kill him in that hit? No. Can you kill him? Yeah, right. Pure damage. I thought that was going to be harder than it was. Right. I think I'll leave that there for this episode. And then we'll try and push through to 70. Either off camera or in the next episode. We've got 24 days left to do it, and I would like to be able to complete it in that time. Whether that's possible or not this early on. Right, so I'm just going to give a quick overview on a couple of things that I have been doing. So missions, I mentioned before, I did get this sharpshooter, and I did farm this gear to get these. I got stuck on the guild point one for a while because basically the only ones I was getting is from airship each day, and then it completed and then I couldn't get enough. What I should have done was really on this challenge to the top is kept these ready for the mission, but I didn't know. I think it was a noob mistake, so a lot of people probably do, but I got these pretty much in the first week, claimed them all. I mean, I should have really left them. I've left these ones here for when I need them. I don't know if I need them for a future mission or not, but I did keep them just in case. But yeah, I should have really kept these ones, and then I would have completed that mission a lot sooner. But I was stuck on it for a while, and then yeah, I've already done this one. I need to farm Death Lab, and start looking at Underground Vegas as well. I've already done that one. Not too bad. Like I said, I did get that gunslinger, and what I've done is I've been used it in Heavy. So this one here had -2 or -3%, I think it was. So the one I got had +5, so I used this inherit option. And basically once there's 6 stars, you can inherit the stats from another one. So yeah, I used that gunslinger, and the good thing I do like about that is you keep the old one as well. So I was able to, level it up. I've got a couple of skill points in there, and I've got a couple of stacks in there now from using other ones I had. So yeah, that's quite a good thing that you keep the old one, because you don't get them very often, especially the 4 stars. I've also been pushing a little bit in elemental dungeons. Only got one open at the moment. I bet at the weekends I've been pushing a little bit, and I think that's something I need to get better teams at, because you can't see what's there. But I haven't got farmed them all. 3, I think I'm farming 8, but the rest of them I'm only at like 5 and 6. So some of them I'm only at 4, so I need to build better teams for them. But I think it's important to get them, because these specialisation points seem to be quite useful. This is my 3 bookworm. You can see I've been focusing on getting her up, because she's my PvP nuker, and also some PvE content as well. So you can see I've been putting them into these. So 20 extra base attack. And I do like its base attack, because that means it's increasing this stat here. That way it says 1010, 1010. If you increase the base, then all your percentage based gear, like these here, is based on that base attack. So yeah, it's really good. That gives base attack and not just extra overall attack. So it's actually more than 20. Then we go down here, crit damage 5%. When attacking enemies with hit point above half, there's 8 extra crit damage. So in the arena, if I'm going first, all enemies generally have full hit points. That's extra damage. When my hit point is full, the attack and defense increases by 15% again of the base value, which is good. So that's extra 15% of the base value. And again, if I'm going first in PvP, my hit point is full, so that's 15% damage on there, and 8% extra crit damage, which is nice. Cast the AoE skill, 5% crit damage bonus again. I'm going first, I'm using the AoE skill that ignores defense. I'm using this one here. Attacks 3 times, ignores defense. And then what I need to do now, there's another 10 points I think I can get. I can get 5 from the stacks and 5 more from getting 6 star. So then I can put this one up here, get more damage from attack up. And then this one here will get more crit damage again. So yeah, I need to start focusing on those as well. I've been getting a few. That's got 2 stars in there. This one's got 3 stars. I've got 1 in there. I've put a few into the gunslinger. Again, more attack, more crit damage. This one here targets lower attack than mine, does more crit damage. So rather than focusing on enemies with full hit points, it goes down to half hit points. This is more PvE and dungeons, especially beasts and stuff like that. So yeah, more damage overall. And again, when they're below half health, it's good in PvE when those bosses start losing the hit points. Let's just go into Mental Fortress. I mentioned in the last episode that I had built a team, and I showed it off in the last episode, but it did lose because these died. But I've now 6-starred both of these. The other change I've made is I've brought in the War Nurse here instead of, I think I had the Tree Sharpshooter in. So I brought the War Nurse in. She does a bit more damage, but she actually gives my best damage dealer, which is the gunslinger in this case, an extra 100% crit damage. So he's doing more damage now as well. So this is 100%. We'll run it and I'll show you what it does. We'll go on auto, and we should now clear this one. I think it's fairly quick. So the gunslinger comes in, he's doing a full damage on his hit. Now I do need to get that some skill ups into it to bring that cooldown down, because he won't have it ready for this time. But we are doing plenty of damage. The two on this left hand side are surviving. So now they've got some decent gear. And yeah, they don't usually die. They're second phase down. Everyone should survive. And the gunslinger should hopefully get his third skill and be able to take it down. No, so this is where I need the skill ups in there, and now he's feared, so that could affect the run. But I don't believe it'll affect it enough to fail, because we are doing plenty of damage elsewhere. The Warners does quite a lot of damage as well, you know. And nobody on this right hand side is come close to dying. And these two on the left hand side as well, you know, they're doing fairly well. Doesn't look like they're gonna die. They should be down. Yeah, there we go. So yeah, never in danger of failing. Now this team did also do the next stage, so you know, it came up. That's actually my best time. I've been farming it, so we'll get that. Yeah, so this team did actually do hard once, and then it failed. So it opened up insane as well, so I can't do that. Yeah, skill ups, better gear, but I can farm normal, that's fine. And then the Abyss, the Acidic Ooze. I'll just show you this team as well, because I don't think I've showed it for a while. This is my team here, and it's quite quick. I've actually opened up the 20 runs, because it does it quite quickly. It's 100% consistent as well. Yeah, so I've opened up the 20 runs, so it's quite good to farm. It doesn't always do SSS damage. It normally does S or S damage, occasionally SSS. The damage should start ramping up. Put defense down on this takedown stage where it takes more damage. I'm not sure if you can slow this stage down to do more damage. Maybe you can. But yeah, there's 1.7 billion already. I don't think anybody ever comes close to dying in this one. They used to, when I first started doing it, we did sometimes occasionally die, but everyone's 60 now. Most of them have got skill ups, or not 3 have all got the skill ups. Gunslinger hasn't, and obviously War Nurse hasn't. But they never look like dying. I could do 20 runs, and all 20 runs will be a success. I think it normally does around about between 3.5 million, pushing up to 4. I think I need over 4 million for the SSS damage, which it doesn't always do. It normally does around about 3.5. There's a go. SSS here, not quite my best damage, but it's not far off. And that's a nice conversion one for Swift, so I can put on the speed. So that's that done. So you can see I've now got the Acidic Ooze on farm. I've got the Juggernaut of Ocean on farm. I've got Boxing Club, a Heroic on farm. Heavy Metal 10 on farm. So I think, considering it's still early game, I've only been playing for a couple of weeks. I think I'm doing quite well with my progress. There's all my water gear ones are farmable now, so I can get all the water gear, which is these up here. I can get them. I can get the conversion crystals, the amplification crystals. So yeah, I just farm them. Heavy metal, I'm gonna now start farming this one. One more thing I wanted to have a look at this episode is the Death Lab, because the mission is now to farm and 4-star gear in Death Lab, and I haven't really pushed that far in it. So to have a look at the Death Lab, you can see I've only actually done stage 3 and nothing more. And from what I understand is the boss gets itself some buff with its protective skills, and every time you hit it, it goes down by 1. And then once you've got rid of that protective buff, you can start doing some damage to it. I think it also revives. Immune to resurrection prevention effects upon self-death consume 1 held soul to revive with half health and start with 1 soul. So I think this is it here. So we need to kill it. It then resurrects, and then we need to kill it again. So I think we need to basically hit it with multi-hit attacks. The team I've been thinking of using, we have the fire sharpshooter built already. Attack 6 times. That there does a team up with 2 allies to attack. This one does a attack down. The next unit I'm thinking of using is the fire steel wings. This one here. First skill attacks 2 times with attack down. Second skill attacks 3 times and chance to remove a buff. And then the third skill does a heal on all allies and gives attack up. So that's going to help everybody. But you know, 5 attacks between its 2 skills. I think we've also got potentially the Water Doctor Evil I've got built. Attacks 2 times on this first skill. Can speed up to my team and speed down to the enemy team, and recovers hit points, and gives immunity, but also reflect. I need to see if the reflect reduce and return 20% of incoming damage to attackers. So I want to see if that would class as a hit. So if the boss attacks my team, does that mean it's going to reflect 5 sets of damage back? And is that going to take the shield down by 5? If it does that, then this is going to be a good unit to use. If it doesn't, then I might have to try something different. I then want to also try the Fire Occult Dancer. As an attack 4 times here and puts defense down on. Also then gives my team speed up. This extends the duration of buffs and shortens the duration of debuffs on my team, and is a heal, so it's going to help keep us alive, keep those buffs up on us, and give it any debuffs, and this just does max hit point damage. And the last one I want to try is this tree spider, because it's got a passive here. Your outgoing damage is halved, but you do additional hits based on the number of legs you have over the target. So this one here has, I go into beastry, 8 legs, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I assume these arms are legs. That's 8. And the boss, I don't know how many the boss has got, but either way, every time it attacks, it's going to do more hits based on how many more legs it's got. So that could be quite good. And then this one does the defense down as well, which helps. An attack down, which helps on all like PvE type of content. So let's see what we can do now. And this is the team I used last time, just basically what I already had built up. I'm not using any of them. I have fire, speed lead might be good for that. The fire units and tree units are better. The water unit isn't the right affinity, so I don't know, do glancing blows class as a hit? Might not work, but it's the reflect damage that is the main thing I'm hoping to use it for, and that doesn't matter about affinity. As long as I get that reflect up, if the damage does work, it's fine. So we've got a speed lead, a crit lead, water crit lead. Yeah, we'll put the speed lead in, we'll see how this goes. It should do it alright with brute force at the moment, because I think a couple of 6 stars should be enough, I think, at these low levels. Let's see what the boss does. She's only had about 4, somewhere on there. Yeah, it's not going to be, it should, 6 hits, that goes down quite quick. I think it gets more as it goes higher up. So the boss, does it have no feet, or does it have 2 feet? I don't know how many attacks that spider's getting. Getting at least 4 hits in. Yeah, I thought this lower stage might be fairly easy. We'll see how far we can go. What have we got on this one? This is now got 7 on. It's gone down quite quick. And then, yeah, that was a big hit. But I need to see, I don't think we're going to find out on this one ever. Dr. Evil's reflect going to do anything. No, it's dead again, too quick. Let's try B6 of this team. Right, boss stage of this one has 7, same as last time. But we're getting it down quite quick, the shield at the moment. It's hard to tell whether it's actually doing anything or not. Right. Only got 1 reflect on there. It is up to 7, yeah, maybe not. Why are we attacking that one? Well, that might be in counter attacks. Yeah, it's hard to tell whether that reflect's doing anything or not. Come back alive. I think it's because it's killed a couple of our units, it means we've got to kill it a couple more times. Looks like some of our units are too squishy at the moment. And that dual wings is going to go down soon. So we have got the heals coming in. I think that's as far as I want to get now. So we've got to 5 for this episode. I think I might level up these 3 till 5-star and see if that makes a difference between episodes. But it might be that I could replace Dr. Evil, because I'm not sure whether that reflect buff is actually doing anything or not. If it's not doing anything, then I think I'll probably bring in something that's got more hits rather than that, or something that maybe got more support for the rest of the team. Yep, that's all I wanted to do for Death Lab. And I'll need to farm it a little bit more and get a few more of this stuff here. And then once you've cleared this in Death Lab, I've got some underground Vegas stuff to look at as well, I think. Get some shock gear from somewhere. So yeah, overall progression, I think it's going quite well. Especially considering I'm a noob at the game, I had no real idea what I'm doing. Yeah, and I don't know whether I could be ahead of the curve, I could be miles behind the curve, but I'm happy with how it's going anyhow. So I think that's it for this episode. I don't have many summons to do, so I'm going to leave them for today. I normally do end with the summons, but I don't actually have any room because we're full of wisps from doing a lot of farming. So I need to start leveling up what I've got rather than pulling more, if you know what I mean. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to level up some more Elements and clear out my Element list, and then I'll save these summons here for the next episode, and hopefully I'll have a lot more built up, and then we can do a bigger summon session. So yeah, so thank you for watching. If you want to continue watching my series videos, please like the video and subscribe to the channel to see the future content. And I'll be back with episode 10. Thank you and goodbye.